Hey guys, it's Jay, and today, instead of doing a typical product review video, I'm actually going to be doing a book review. This book I just finished yesterday. It's called Falling Under by Danielle Young Ullman, and it's pretty good. I'm kind of conflicted on it. It has a lot of negativity in it, I believe. But anyways, I'm going to read the back of this before I give you my review, because my review is somewhat in depth, and it does have some spoilers, so if you haven't read this yet, I'm sorry. But anyways, I'm going to read the back. After growing up as the only child of bitterly forced parents, Mara Foster has finally gained independence. I'm actually going to show this to you too. Okay. There we go. After growing up as the only child of a bitterly divorced parents, Mara Foster has finally gained independence and is embarking on a promising career as an artist. But despite her success, she is fragile. Burdened by a host of fears and anxieties, she finds it difficult to leave the house on most days. When Mara meets Hugo, the walls she has built around herself begin to crumble, and as she struggles to find a breakthrough both in her art and in life, she must come to terms with her own dark secrets in order to gain a second chance at happiness. Written in spare, crisp prose and marked by wry humor, Falling Under is a griping contemporary urban tale of human weakness, friendship, and hard-earned redemption. Pretty much that description describes this book perfectly. So the main character, Mara Foster, is a 18-year-old, and she's very conflicted. She's had divorced parents who, her father is a drunk, and despite all of his attempts to get better, he never does. And her mother hates her, kicks her out of the house, and then she pretty much goes behind her back and says that she still loves her and she wants her there. And despite all of this, Mara has a very unique way of coping, and that is literally hooking up with every single guy in the planet. I mean, you name it. She hooks up with a 34-year-old, she hooks up with a guy that she ends up getting drunk with, she ends up trying to hook up with her best friend. I mean, this girl is an emotional wreck. She honestly sounds like some of the people that I went to school with. Whoops. Shouldn't have said that on camera. Sorry, but just saying. Anyways, she loses basically everything in the book. She loses her friends, her job, she loses her lover, well, lovers. She loses basically anything, and then she builds herself back up by more alcohol, more hooking up. And it's pretty interesting because to see somebody go from not having anything to building herself back up is kind of what I actually went through not that long ago. I remember I really didn't have anything. I didn't really have any family. I didn't have that many friends. And it seems like after you have a child, it just drops from like your ultimate highest point to your very lowest point. And I was at an all-time low. The only closest friend that I had was a guy I dated back a year ago, and we remained such close friends, and he only came around like once every 2-3 months. We just never really talked. Then we also have the typical, well, I'm always busy all the time joke. Well, no, you're not. You're constantly on Facebook updating your statuses, and you're saying how lonely you are, but you won't hang out with me. Pretty crummy, to say the least. That's basically what Mara went through. And she meets this guy, Hugo, who is like the typical, you know, really gangly looking nerdy boy, I guess. That's a good way to describe it. But she ends up falling in love with him, and they discover a bunch of new things together, and she opens up some old wounds in the middle of the book, and that causes her to fall out of love with him, which I completely understand her. Throughout reading this book, I thought Mara was such a slut. I'm just gonna go out there and say it. I literally thought that she was such a slut because of all the people she was sleeping with, but I completely understand now, having anxiety and having to cope with that, besides, doing drugs. This way, she actually got rid of it. She got rid of her anxiety, and it's a bad way to cope. A very, very bad way to cope. But she didn't really have another option, and I was actually in her exact position one of these days. But anyways, for my actual writing, the writing is really good. I think this is her first book. It doesn't say on the back or the front. Maybe on the inside it will. Yeah. Okay, here it is. Falling Under is her first novel. Okay. So this is the first novel by this author, which is Danielle Young-Ullman. I know I mentioned it before, but just in case you forgot, I got this book out of curiosity, 25 cents at a book sale, and I read the back of it, and I thought it was actually really good, and it piqued my interest. So I dug out literally all of my change in my wallet, and I bought this book. Do I regret buying it? No, because I'm always down to try new things, and I'm always wanting to read new things because that's what I do in my spare time. But honestly, this book, reading it more in depth, got me confused because it jumps from her past, her future, and her present, and it kind of got me lost through all of it because I don't really like books like that. I like it whenever they have a chapter of just the past and then they go forward to the present, like it's a flashback, and that I can follow. But jumping from past, future, present, past, future, it just does not make any sense to me. So with that being said, my rating on this book is an 8 out of 10. It is good. I do like it. I like the drama in it, and how she learns to cope, and how she learns to rise herself back and become what she is, which is an artist, which is stated in the description of the book. I gotta say, the only thing I don't like about it is probably all the drugs that she uses. It's not a good way to cope, and I know I'm probably a hypocrite by saying that because I have done that in the past, but honestly, I just wish she would have coped with it a lot better. I wish the author would have maybe done something else besides that conflicted side of her. Maybe turn it into something more beautiful. I would have liked to see Mara and Hugo work out the problems instead of her jumping to her ex, which I did not like in the book at all. But yeah, that's pretty much for my video. If you want a more description, you can go to www.goodreads.com. They have an app for it on your smartphone, and they will give you more in-depth descriptions and ratings. They will also give you more books by Danielle, and there's also books that you can get that is similar to hers, but different author and different writing style. You can find this book at, I believe, Barnes & Noble and on Goodreads. You can try Amazon as well, but I don't know if they have it. My phone won't actually let me get onto Amazon, so I can't check for you. But that's all for my video. If you liked this, please give it a thumbs up. If not, that's okay. I like positive and negative feedback. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe. I got tons of them. I only got like 2 subscribers. And I promised if I hit 5 or 10 subscribers, I will dunk my whole face in a bucket of ice water. Pretty exciting. And I will get it on video too if that happens. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.